Hi, today I'd like to show you something that I'm often asked about, and that is the subject of how to recruit new players to your fellowship. I've built up 4 entire fellowships from scratch using the system. I just want to show you quickly though, because I'm very excited about what's happening here, what's happening in my city. You see I'm in chapter 11 now, that's the Halflings chapter. And I've got all my residences over here are now up to level 27 halflings. The main hall is up to that level. So is my barracks. My workshops are up to maximum. And now I'm working on the settlement over here. Now, there's something quite interesting that when you do get to halflings you should remember. That is that in guest races you will build a portal. And here is what they call the spring grove, that all the irrigation canals run out from the spring grove. You normally build a portal and get it maxed as soon as you can. And then you have little production units, like let's look at the orcs. You have the mushroom farms. You want to max those as soon as you can so that you're making raw materials as much as you can, you see. And then I'm going to again talk about orcs because most people have been there. Then you have your rally points, which take your raw materials and process them into the things that you need in order to upgrade your buildings and in order to advance on the tech tree. So the normal in a guest race thing to do would be to build your portal, then you would build your farms or whatever they would be in that particular chapter. And then you make the final processing buildings, and then you start building what you need. It's slightly different here because you see, let's follow the irrigation canal. Forget about this side. I'm a little bit short of space, so I couldn't do exactly what I wanted, so it's all jubbly bubbly on that side. But I would like to have this mirrored on that side, you see. Then you would have an irrigation canal leading to a farm, and another one leading to another farm, and a farm, and a farm. And each farm has 4 fields, 1, 2, 3, 4, touching it. 1, 2, 3, 4, you see. So you would have 16 fields, 4 farms, and that's sort of, once you've maxed them, that's going to get you through the chapter. But the important thing about halflings, just remember that when you upgrade your mushroom farms, they go from level 1, 2, 3, 4, and they just make more and more mushrooms. But not here. You see, halflings for the very first time, when you upgrade them, they change. So your level 1 fields make grain, your level 2 fields make carrots, your level 3 fields make pumpkins, and your level 4 fields make apples. So you cannot max your fields, you see. So in other words, what you want to do is you want to max the spring grove as soon as you can, because it will make your farms work faster and it will make your fields produce more raw materials. So this is absolutely critical. I found that my farms just didn't have enough. And I want to eventually only have 4, perhaps 5 or 6. I'll get rid of all these little ones that are jotted around all over the place and sort of tidy the place up. But my farms don't have enough to run twice a day. And the only way I'm going to fix that is by getting my spring grove up so that it makes the field's production better. Good. Well, anyway, I think you'll agree this is a prettier chapter than Orcs, which is full of debris, shall we say, to use a polite word for orc poo. Right, so now let's look at how you build a fellowship. You don't want the wrong people on board, you see. Now, I'm going to take you now to go and have a look at my tip. Here we go. I'll give you the link for this further down. You'll see the text of all of my tips lies alongside. There comes a time in the development of a fellowship when you need to weed out the inactives and you need to get a good team going. How do you do it? Number 1, get yourself a recruitment mage. Don't let every fellowship member invite left, right and centre. There will be no control. You will get people in who you don't want. You will end up, when you have one vacancy, having 2 people invited. It's an absolute disaster. So have one person who does the recruitment and knows what they're doing and knows how to use the system I'm about to show you. Okay, then you've got to look at what kind of player do you want. There's some people who only want higher level players because they want to open chests in the tournament, or they want to do well in the fellowship adventures. There are other fellowships that say, no, we want to bring beginners on board and train them up. So you can't start inviting until you know what you want. At the lower levels of fellowship, you want to have a look. If you're short of marble, then it doesn't help to invite somebody who's got planks. So you can sort of look what's in relatively short supply. I do have to say to you that when your fellowship gets a little bit bigger, I would completely forget about this, because they've redone the map. There are lots of people around you on the map that you can trade with. So if you're short of marble, you can get it from your neighbors. And if I saw, when I'm recruiting, if I saw a really hot shot good player available, it wouldn't matter if he had marble, it wouldn't matter if he has planks, I would take him into my fellowship, bang. I wouldn't look at what he's got. But certainly, I suppose, if you have a lower level fellowship, a good supply is critical, then you should consider that. Right, now the next thing to do is to identify your target score, so that you know where to go and start looking. I'm going to show you. Right, what we do first of all is let's go and have a look at what we've got, shall we? Good. Okay, so my top player has got a score of 300 and something, and my bottom player has got a score of 126. So the sort of middle for our group, we obviously we don't take beginners in. I have other groups where I train my beginners, but this is a group for people who just want to play and do well in tournaments, etc., etc. So it looks as though what we're looking for is a score around about 200,000. Okay, so the first step of the recruiting process is visit your middle player. Okay, let's visit. Okay, then what we do is we click over there, you see. So we can now go and see everybody who's got a score the same as hers, and everybody who's got a score above it. Now, obviously, people with a score of 180,000 are not that common, but if you had a lower level fellowship, it would be easier. So I'm going to actually change cities now. I'll go to my beta city, where there are more vacancies. It'll be easier to show you what I have in mind. Here we are in beta city. Open the fellowships. We go to the middle person, that one there. Go and visit. Okay, then we open that person's score on the ranking sheet, and we have a look, and we will find replacement players a lot easier, I'm sure. Now what you do is you look for people who are not in a fellowship. I think it's very bad manners to invite people who belong to another group. I resent it when people do it to me, and I wouldn't do it to another group. So we're looking for openings. So let's go look. There we go. There's a lot of people who are not in fellowships, you see. Now, what we'll do is we will go and look at their city. The first thing to check is the city name, because if it says here, I've given up playing, then obviously you won't bother. The next thing to look at is how the city is laid out. Now, this is quite a nice looking city. There's a bit of logic here that's nicely spaced. This is a player who knows what they're doing. Then we must look at their factories. We want to make sure that they're not one of those rather selfish players who only make T3 goodies. So look at what kind of factories they've got, get a vibe, and if you like what you see, then what you do is you go back there, and you see, I can't invite because I've already got 25 members, but I mean, if I hadn't, then I would click the invite button, and I would click the send message button and say, hi Mr. Ravenblack, I see you're not in a fellowship, how would you like to join us, blah 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 blah. And you'll see in the tip that we're going to look at that I have a sample letter which you're welcome to take if you like. You can copy it and you can rewrite it in your own language. But so that's what you do. If you want to look at which goods they have, you click on the world map. There you are, there's Mr. Ravenblack, and you go there at 12 o'clock and you'll see planks. Come here at 8 o'clock and you will see gems, and there you will see silk. So this man is boosted in silk, gems and planks. Okay, typically I only invite 15 people. And I invite downwards, you see, because tomorrow I will go 1, 2, invite, and then I'll go invite until I've sent 15. No more than that, because it doesn't help to have 24 people phoning you back and saying we want to join when you've only got one place. So 15 is quite enough. And then tomorrow you will start where you finished. Invite downwards, not upwards. Because if you're inviting upwards, then you invite somebody here, and then you carry on inviting there. In the meantime, this man advances in score, and he goes on to the next page, and when you get there, you invite him again. It's the best way to make somebody cross, inviting them over and over again. So start at a point and work your way down. Okay, so this is what we had. Identify your target score, go to the ranking list, scroll to the target score you've selected, invite downwards. Why are people not in a fellowship? Well, there's several reasons, and people said to me, don't go looking for people who are not in a fellowship because you won't be successful. It's total nonsense. You will. You often get players this way. You will find some people prefer to play solo. Well, once you found that out, I have a spreadsheet that I put the names of the players on, and I will make a note there. I will say this player is a solo player, don't invite them again. Some people have been expelled from their fellowship for antisocial behavior. Well, you don't want those. But some don't even know about fellowships, you know. I've got a lot of those people at high level who just haven't ever been in a fellowship, and when you write them a nice letter, then they'll come and join you. And there are some who've been bullied out of a fellowship, or who have just had some kind of disagreement or other, and they've left this fellowship because they weren't happy there. And ideally, these are the ones you want. So you want your spreadsheet where you've got a list of all the people who are not in a fellowship. I'll show you one now. This is the one that I use, and I have it running open in its own window next to my game so that I can look at them both at the same time. There is the player's score in millions. It's 3153,000, whatever. And I have all of these people who I've written down over a period of time. And when I go out recruiting, if I suddenly see, wait a moment, here's somebody who's not in a fellowship has suddenly appeared there. That's a new vacancy. They are the ones you want. So these are the ones you've given up and never play again. I've got them on record. I've got their score. I've got a record of the fact that I've invited them. You're looking every day for when new faces pop up. Somebody who's had a fight with their archmage and they've left, or they've gone on holiday and they've just got back, or whatever. And those are the ones that you can very profitably invite. And if you send out 10 invites to people who suddenly appear out of nowhere, the chances are very high that you will in fact get the player you want. Righty, well, that's about it. It's quite a comprehensive document that you can read in your own time. And you'll see also that down here is a sample invite letter, which is the one we use. And of course you can take it and you can use it yourself. If you have any questions, come to us on Facebook, to Platinum Leaf, and I can answer them for you. So there are other systems. I'm not saying mine is the only one, but my system works very nicely, and I normally lose a very high level player and I can replace him or her within a week. There is one other thing that I want to just add quickly, and that is that we have on Platinum Leaf, we have a fellowships seeking members file, and we have a fellowships, small fellowships, wanting to merge with another fellowship, and you are more than welcome to come there and to put details of your fellowship. And because we have 4,000 members, you will almost certainly find who you're looking for. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, just go down to the bottom of the YouTube page and you can hit the subscribe button, and if you don't mind you can hit the like button as well, and we'll see you around. See you on Facebook. Bye.